So I start my slow and gradual approach towards this group of juvenile flamingos, edging my way around the right-hand side along the shoreline, determined to get as close as I can to see some detail on these birds. The last adult custodian departs to forage somewhere else on the dam. I move in slow zigzag movements, trying to look like an antelope in my body shape, and slowly over 2 hours get to a reasonable distance. They are quite aware of me, and I stop just to let them relax and be familiar with this new form in their environment. Flamingos rely heavily on their eyesight, and they have no defense mechanism other than flight. They cannot fight, as they have no weapons of defense or attack against any predator, so for them it's just flight. These juveniles, of course, can't yet fly, but they do have webbed feet. Nature always provides, and so they can swim to safety if they must. After 2 hours of very careful maneuvering, I've now gotten to about 10 meters, and this is what I see. This particular wetland has an extremely high concentration of algae, which is the favored food of these filter-feeding birds. And here in the shallows, these juveniles in their crèche, it is almost as if it's a second incubation phase. Here they gather their strength, learn to feel their wings, and ultimately prepare for flight. This lesser flamingo eats by holding its bill upside down in the water. That pumping movement in the bird's throat is induced by the tongue, almost like a dog's tongue, which sucks the water in and out of the bird's throat and filters it through the sieve, causing it to catch algae, small insects and other little crustaceans for food. And so grows the bird. In terms of feeding, flamingos are very niche specific, and one must consider that a bird that has for so long adapted to feeding exclusively off the basic building blocks of organic life, blue-green algae, is an old form creature, and I could safely say that it would go back on the timeline to 60 to 100 million years. A singularly primitive bird. And so here we sit. Thousands of voices in the evening air. Millions of mosquitoes buzzing around every nook and cranny. And the African sun sets behind Sweet Thorn.